hanger.
I don't know what the hell happened here. Because I'm nowhere near my button for to start the stream. I'm absolutely nowhere near it, so I don't know what happened. It should be back live in a second.
I'll tell you what, you play on really tight pockets, and you're not going to want to shoot at that 6-ball. I've played a lot of tournaments on 4-inch pockets, and those kind of shots are like, not that much fun.
I've just tabbed out to check everything's okay. Sorry about that, guys. I honestly don't know what happened.
And he's got a ball in again. And this table is, well, he might have an easy play on the 9.
Hang on a minute. Is this thing going? Is it going live?
Yeah, he's got a play on the he can billiard this 9-ball. It's not sitting like perfect, no brainer, but right. There is a play there.
I think that's us fixed now. I think we're fixed. That was strange.
See that 2-9? He can play the billiard, but it's not automatic.
I don't know what went on there anyway.
It's just sitting just a teeny bit funny. So if you are going to play the billiard, you do want to get the cue ball close to the rail here, and that's what he's done.
Perfect.
So
again.
You kind of got to decide whether you're going to put English on this or not. For this one, I might not. If I was going to put English, I'd put a little left on it just because it'll allow you to hit the 2-ball a teeny bit thicker.
No.
And you don't want to hit this too hard because you don't want the cue ball doing weird things on you. But this is not a guaranteed. It looks easy, but it's harder than it looks. I think he'll make it, but it's not any kind of guaranteed shot.
Well, no, again, we're always doubting him, but he nails it every time.
Yeah, yeah. Those kind of shots can be harder than they look. You play a lot of one pocket or straight pull, and you start picking balls out of the rack and how they're going to throw and how they're going to carry them or billiard, and everything looks easy till you hit it and miss it, and then you're like, what happened?
No. Does he think he can cut this into the side?
Boy,
he's in danger of scratching here.
He can cut this into the side. It's thin, but he can cut it. He's going to have to hit this really thin, and he's going to have to put some heat on this cue ball.
Yeah, if scratch was on, he's got away with that.
He didn't hit it thin enough. That was like super thin to make that.
Well, Larry's in a more than a midlife crisis here. He's 7-1 down.
You got to wonder about shooting that 1 ball. I mean, it might have been better to play safe there. I mean, being aggressive is one thing, but like you said, Hugh, there was a scratch there. The shot was really tough. I mean, a safety probably would have been a better better shot at that point. He's close to the 1 ball. He could do a lot with the cue ball.
Well, we know where Larry's going to stumble here. That 5 ball's not great, but he can.
Yeah, he's got almost the whole pocket though. I mean, it's like, let's put it this way, it's probably 90% of the pocket. So I mean, he just has to, where the 4 ball is sitting. It's pretty easy to get a shot on this 5.
That's as good as you could probably be to get on this 5. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a dink it in the side. I know you don't like that shot, but I remember watching Morrow shoot these shots over and over and over again. And that sucker, he'd hit these shots in like, he'd fire them in the hole, and he'd hit them in like when they were another foot further out than that on that angle, like it was nothing. And I never could figure out how the heck he did that.
Well, now, can he come back and avoid the 7? Or does he want to hit the 7?
he's just going to put a touch of left on it. No, I wouldn't hit the 7. I just go back and forth.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's okay. You either got to go fourth or back and forth, and he decided to go fourth and hit a little too hard. I just don't like hitting balls real easy. You can get away with it more in this game.
Right.
You know,
well,
the problem he's got now is that he's. I'd probably play to run into the 7 here if it was me. I'd hit this with right English and try to run into the 7 because if you hit the 7 reasonably square, you're going to come up with a shot.
If you're being optimistic, the 7 does go past the 9, only off the jaw though.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing for that either. You're right. There is enough room to shoot it.
But I don't like it personally, and Larry doesn't either. He needs to run. It needs to have the legs. It needs to keep going. This looks good.
Yeah, he's fine. Good shot. Yeah, that was a strong shot going up and down on that line. He got the line perfect. Yeah, line is the most important thing in moving the cue ball. I mean, not that speed isn't important, but line comes first.
Is the Cobra Tamer in the stream yet? I noticed he came into the room there, so I presume he's went to join the stream, or he's in a tournament, maybe one of the two. The Cobra Tamer, that's what we'll call him. Well, Larry needed that.
Yeah,
he needs a lot more though.
I'm not sure. Nikk might have shot that just because we were so far ahead, but that, you don't want to play like that. You want to play the same all the time. You should hit that shot like it's hill. You should hit that shot like you're in a close match. You don't want to start playing loose because you're ahead.
Well, this looks decidedly arid, and it is. See how I changed my words there? I called it arid.
Yeah,
as in dry.
I noticed that.
There he is, the giant killer.
So if you want to get better on this too, you're going to have to go to the end rail, hit this with some speed, go to the end rail, maybe even a touch of right English. I don't think you need English. I think you can just go straight to the end rail and back, and I think that's probably what he's going to do. Yep.
That is very clever, Tam, because if I try to say P, I have to hold my lip to say P.
That was a well played shot. A lot of guys would have just rolled that, but he's playing for the really good angle on the 2, which was the right thing to do. I mean, it's not a hard shot to go forward like that.
Well, this is going to be interesting, this 5 ball, because if you get perfect on this 4, you could nudge into the 8. You'd be very close to the 5 though. Now that looks a good line there where he is.
The 5 does go by the 8. He's sitting in a spot where he can get where he wants on this 4. Now let's see what kind of decision he makes. The 5 does go by the 8 ball. Now he's playing your shot. He's playing to bump the 8, and the important thing here is to bump the 8 at the right speed. You don't want to hit this 8 very hard, or you're going to potentially not have a shot.
Well, again, perfect.
And he hit it harder than would be desired, but I think he had to hit it at that speed to get the line to the 8.
Well, he's got to get a bit of juice into this to get out of there. He's got the angle.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He came out of that good. And I like the way he hit that ball.
Well, the commentators called it right this time.
This guy's just a good player, I mean, he makes a lot of good decisions, and he runs out a lot, and he's going to be he's going to be tough to beat in this tournament. I think the next match between him and Stubb is going to be a really good match.
Well, it looks. It's taking a pattern right now that Larry's going to take 2 hammerings to get out of this tournament. That's the way it's looking. He got blitzed by Cobra, and he's heading for another one here.
And I know I'm giving up a little early on Larry here, but I just don't see him coming back in this match.
No, doesn't look like it. Because race to 13 suddenly gets very short when you're 8-2 down.
Well, he's down to a guy that's, you know, not making mistakes. Well, that 3-ball just hung up in the pocket. Okay, well, if Larry's going to do something, it needs to start right here.
Well, he can either play the 2 on the side if he lands good on it, or he can just roll it onto the 3. That's the plan here.
The biggest problem with rolling onto the 3 is keeping it in the pocket. You almost have to. Yeah, I mean it's so deep in the pocket. If he rolls it on the 3, it's probably going to hit the far tit and stay there. That 3-ball can't get any deeper in the pocket without going in. If we had an earthquake right now, it would go in. That or a strong wind. Now he's okay here because he's got an angle he can come out anyways. You may just shoot this in the side, but I might roll this into the 3 because I don't like this shot playing position off of this. This kind of sucks because it's probably going to hit the titty. I mean, I don't like this shot at all. Well, he avoided the titty, and that was really well played. I guess he knows better than me on that. Well, I don't like those kind of shots when the ball's that deep in the pocket and you got a cut angle on it.
He's got to get down to here. If he's playing the 5 into the side, the angle's perfect to roll down for the 5 into the side.
Oh yeah, he's fine here. He couldn't be on this 4 any better.
He's got to get there though. He doesn't want to leave himself short. That looks good. He can just, I think, either come back for the 6 into the side or roll through. Probably roll through. But again, if he's going to roll through, he's slightly the wrong angle. He needs to.
Yeah,
see,
well,
he doesn't want to interfere with the 7.
Coming back, too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to interfere with the 7 if he rolls forward. He's got to roll forward far enough. Let's have a look.
Well, he'll just bump it. That's fine. This is just a soft little. This is just a soft little draw shot. He'll bump it. If it goes in the pocket, he's got a shot in 8, but chances are it's not going in. You just don't want to hit this hard. I mean, the key is get a low tip position and do a soft draw. And he's not as low as I'd be. Oh, there he goes, a little lower. You want to be. I know you don't like the low tip position, Hugh, but that's one time when you really want it, when you're trying to hit that shot where you don't put a lot of speed on it, but you get it to draw enough to come back a touch.
Oh, I would have hit that a bit hard. I mean, if you overhit that, Larry, and you end up down here, and the 8 into the side, you're just having to run the cue ball more here.
He's okay. He just, he doesn't have to run the cue ball. I mean, all he has to do is make this ball. The cue ball is going to be in a good spot to make the 9. He just needs to make the ball. He's fine.
Well, it's a long road back. Just got to hope things start falling into place. That's all you can do, and be patient. And above all, don't miss. Not a lot to ask.
This is need to break and run out a bunch of racks. Let's see. Has he got a ball?
No joy.
It does not look like he's got a ball. And all right, now let's see what Nikk does here. This is a little tricky to shoot at this combo because getting on the 1 ball would be tough. So, I would either be pushing or playing safe here. I think he's got some reasonable safes.
No, he's playing the combo.
Yeah, I don't like this. He's going to hit this with a little bit of speed because he's got to get the 1 ball to come out. This is iffy whether he's going to come up with a shot on the 1.
Where's his cue went? I think he's disconnected. I think he's... Oh, no, there he is. Oh, the only thing is now is that... I thought we'd lost his cue. No, it is his cue. I thought he had the house cue there for a second.
Yeah, I might try to thin the 1 and take this around the table. Either that or play a rail first shot into the 1 and take the 1 back around the table. I don't think I don't like shooting at this.
Well, he's taking his time. He's all set for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, It just wasn't a good shot to shoot at. And you know, it's hard to tell whether he's just playing loose because he's so far ahead, or whether he's just really going to make these kind of bad decisions in some of his future matches, because you know, these are the kind of decisions that can lose you matches.
There's a wee bit of crackle coming through your mic, Steve. I don't know whether there's something interfering with it.
Well, I'm not eating. My phone was going off.
That's what it is. Electronic interference. Right, so we'll give him the 2, we'll give him the 3. 5 ball into the side. Needs to stay low in the 5 so he's dropping onto the 6. If that's the way he's going. He wants to be sort of there if that's the case, so he can drop down for the 6 into the side that way. He might go a totally different way, but
you know, so far, you know, the games Larry's getting because Nick's making mistakes.
we've got to get out into the table.
Yeah, Larry's going to run this out. I mean, this is too easy for him not to.
Well,
he's
got a decision to make though. Is he going to? He's looking up table now, so he's looking past the 9 ball at the moment.
This is just into the end rail, side rail, shoot the 5 in the side. He's going to go up table.
Just to roll through it. Well, this is a surefire way of making sure you get the top side of that 6, so you can drop onto the 7.
It's the VP way.
Yeah.
In real life, you wouldn't do that. You know, because you just, you know, you don't want to shoot long shots like that when you have an easy way to get to a short one.
So straight onto the rail, back out far enough onto the 7. That's the order of the day here.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going forward, which
he's going the other way for it into the side, right? Well, whatever.
There's nothing wrong with that. I like going forward because forward's just more reliable.
Now he's just getting his bearings. I mean, there's 3 balls left on the table, so straight back off the 8.
And I'll tell you, I like going forward so much that, you know, probably the strength of my game is like soft draws and partial draw shots, kind of like how Cobra plays. Well, I still go forward a lot because I know it's better.
You can overcut this 8 and just use the rails and get out like that. That's what Larry had in mind.
Yeah, Larry's going to get out on, you know, the thing about Larry is he's going to get out on most of the easy racks. I mean, and some of the more difficult ones. Stubbs in here watching this whole thing, and you know, if you're Stubb watching Nick make these mistakes, then you know, it may be giving you hope if that's who he ends up playing. I mean, right now Larry's getting back in this match.
Well, it's got to hit the brake's got to start working though. It's really got to kick in. And it's not looking good again.
Boy, that's a commentator curse right there, isn't it?
And the only thing is
you get cover?
Well, I think he can easily pot this. Yeah, he can get it clean. Yeah.
So now this is an interesting shot. This is like you either have to go forward, and it's a tricky shot to do this and get by the 6, or you're gonna have to just really slam this thing.
Big stun. Yeah, big stun. You're going to head the right direction.
Well, you can go forward on this and spin around. You go between the 9 and 2 and get a cut on the 2. He looks like he's going to stun it. Yeah. I think that's probably a more reliable shot than the other way. Those kind of shots in real life, when you really crank it up and hit them really hard, lots of bad stuff can happen.
Well, in these last 2 or 3 matches with tables like this, Nick's never failed. I think we can confidently say that.
That's the thing, is he's not superhuman. I mean, he might miss a ball once in a while, but chances are he's running this out.
Now this is a little touchy one, just to get that ball into the pocket and drop through it.
Now all he has to do is make it. You just roll this. You don't. You just roll this easy pocket speed.
He looks as
Now
if
he's
he's
doing
coming off
weird
it.
stuff.
Yeah, he's coming off it to open up
I
the table
I
rather than
I
playing
don't
the
get
delicate
that.
one, and he's overdone
No,
it. You see.
I don't get that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
all
would
he
have
had to
rolled
do
it.
is roll that 3-ball. That was a crazy shot.
Well, Larry will be quite happy he keeps doing that. Larry's.
I don't know if he thought the side pocket was in play or he thought that,
I think that was the
if he
worry. I
rolled
think.
it, he was gonna, come off the rail too far. I mean, it was guaranteed just roll at a pocket speed. He was gonna have a good shot on the 4 and have angle to come across.
Is
was
that Smoking Sid? Sid's another guy. Is he? Where does Sid come from? You from the UK or the USA? Because that'll mean that Larry's got two fellow countrymen backing him up. He needs all the support he can get, and that'll do it. And
yeah,
now,
there was no way he was gonna scratch on that 3-ball. It's like,
big dig again here for the 5 into the bottom right hand corner. Or UK. I must have mixed myself up.
I've been saying how good Nikk is, and then he does something like that, which I don't
Well,
get.
the thing is that proves one thing. It proves one thing there. He doubted himself with that shot. He had a little bit of doubt in his mind, and he went for the bailout way of doing it.
When you get one of those shots and you start thinking outside, what you do is you come up and you look at the perpendicular line off the 3-ball. Okay, and when you look at that, you see, okay, that's real close to the side pocket. But when you're rolling it, the cue ball is going to roll forward some.
This is where Larry should have been up there, and Larry's left it like 2 foot short. He should have been in that area there, and he's horrible where he is right now. I mean, this is not what you want to be doing at this stage in the tournament. Leave yourself in no shape.
The 5-ball's a long ways off the rail. He could cut this in the corner pretty easy. It looks like he's going to shoot the bank, and he's putting English on it to hold the cue ball.
Yeah,
and he's hit it really well.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to keep putting himself in those situations.
No, he doesn't. But I tell you what, that was a well hit shot because he got the line on the cue ball really well. He put a little hold English on it. He had a little left English to hold it off the end rail.
Another little control here with a draw.
Watch out.
That's the problem with that shot. You got to get into it a bit more. Yeah. Oh dear.
And some of that may have been, because he held the cue ball a little too much. He probably wanted to be straighter in. I thought actually he could have banked that without actually holding the cue ball like that and let the cue ball run, and it might have hit the 8, but he might have hit that just a touch thin and didn't get it up above the side pocket. I'm sure that's where he was trying to go with it.
I think Nikk must have been busy doing something there. He's hit the replay to see what happened, because I think he must have sort of stepped away thinking, well, this rack's over, and suddenly he finds Larry scratched. That is a big fail with Larry, though. He was 8-5 there.
This is a gift here.
Yeah, he was 8-5 and in with a chance, and now it's again a big 2-rack swing.
Well, I think this is the worst match Nick's played.
It has. In the last 3 or 4 matches, it certainly is.
He's made a bunch of mistakes. That 3-ball, missing that 3-ball, going goofy on it and missing it. I mean, he's definitely not playing as good as he has in the past. And I'm not sure what's going on. You never know with people.
That 5-ball's going to go as well.
And, this looks pretty good. I mean, he's probably going to need to come out and bump this 2-ball, hit this with a crap load of right English and bump into the 2. Either that or he's going to have to play a combo. Maybe that 2-ball does go between them. It's tight, but it's real tight. Well, he's going to put a crap load of English. This is what I'd do.
That'll do it.
Yeah, he wanted to probably bump it more solid than that, but he came out good.
Now, he's just going to hit that. I mean, is he going to dig in? I think he's just going to brush the 9. He's got to be careful of the pace, though. He doesn't want to brush the 9 and scratch.
No, I would hit this with more pace and miss the 9 and come back across the table to the other side rail. If you hit this with the pace to come to the other side rail, it's not hitting a 9 ball.
Yeah, he's avoided it anyway.
Yeah, he was. The only way I could hit it was hitting it easy, and even easy it wasn't. I mean, that's why it's so important knowing the line of the cue ball is so you understand what you can do with it. I thought if you hit it that easy, it might hit the 9, but it didn't.
Well, what, 54 minutes, I think, we've been going. And this is just a little 2-railer forward. I think he's got enough angle to do that.
Yeah, he needs to open this up. He's going to try to force this wider. Yeah.
Hang on a minute, he's going to finish on top of this 6 ball. And Larry breathes again here. Is he going to go for the bank?
He's probably just going to bank this. I mean, it's sitting pretty close to dead on for it. I mean,
well, your phone is really buzzing, Steve, because it's
freaking spam calls. You know, it's like
it's clicking through and
I just can't
crackly noises.
I can't stand it nowadays. You know. Well, he didn't hit that right.
And you know what? I think it's coming. It's coming.
No, he's getting sold out here.
Coming there. Yes, it is.
Yeah, he shortened that up quite a bit. He thought, you know, he didn't judge that well. Probably was because the balls were close together. But I saw how he was aiming, and that was, you could almost hit at the speed he hit it. He could have hit that dead on, and he kind of aimed it back.
I've got to introduce you again, Steve. Robert, this is Super Admin that you see in the lobby, otherwise known as Steve Chaplin, the guy that causes you all the problems with this damn game.
Otherwise known as Savannah Slim.
Savannah Slim since he moved down south. Or Tall Steve if you look at VP4 offline. He's about 35 years younger in that picture, though, I hasten to add.
I'm not that young in that picture. Well, I mean, if Nikk ends up losing this match, he's going to feel pretty crappy about it. He better get his stuff together because Larry's just, Larry's a bulldog. He's not going to give up. Well, making the ball, I don't think is a huge problem. Getting on the 2, maybe.
I'd be bailing out here. That's one thing I'd be doing. I'd be sending that to the top rail. Oh, he's got the tit. He's got the tit. Oh dear. Well,
I think the idea was good and the execution was bad.
Needed a bit more stun to miss that point in the pocket.
Well, if he hits this hard with straight top, he can loop this thing around and get on the 2.
You know what Spectre Don would do here, Steve? He'd probably just roll the cube,
he probably would roll it,
and just cut the 2 from where the where the 1 ball is. He looks as if he's juicing it up, though. No, he isn't. He's doing a Spectre Don.
But if you want to make that ball like come 3 rails, you have to hit that with a lot of speed and get the cue ball to loop.
Well, loads of room to come out in the gap and into the middle of the table for the 4.
Yeah, I'll see whether he decides to go 3 rails here, or whether he just decides to go 2. I mean, it's on a good line to go 3 rails. You just got to miss the side pocket and the 5 ball. If you hit the 5 ball, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, he underhit it. He didn't hit it hard enough, but he's okay. Yeah, well, that's a 3 railer, and he's fine.
Now let's have a look at the line because Let's have a look. Yeah, the 9 ball's in play here, so he's got to get into this to avoid it. I don't think he can go forward and come down the right. He's going to hit the 9.
No, I mean, again, you could play 3 rails here too.
Yeah.
Same thing, back out for the 5. You're gonna have to wham this thing.
Well,
But that's the problem.
He needs to jack up a bit if he's going to go that direction, doesn't he?
No, if he hits this hard, it's fine. He doesn't need to jack up.
Yeah, he is. He's getting into it a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. This is like top with a little left.
This might be no man's land, or it might be perfect like
perfect.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, the shot I was thinking of was 3 rails. You didn't have to jack up, so it would come behind to the end rail and out. I'm not sure what he was trying to play, but if he was trying to play what he just did, he would have had to jack up.
Well, these could all have been Larry's had he had a decent shot in that 1 ball, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was not executing the safety, and it's cost him again.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a bad save.
And that's the thing. That's just too many mistakes here or there at this stage in the tournament, and when it's last chance saloon, you lose the match, you're out. Cannot afford it.
Larry couldn't have asked for a better chance than this, because he's gotten to the table a ton.
So
he just hasn't been able to get it done. I mean, Nick's given him a lot of chances.
Double figures, 3 away for a matchup with Stubb. And I'll tell you something, I don't want to miss that.
No.
And Slim, if you're watching, if it's at a crazy time, I hope you're going to be available, because I want to see it.
If Nick's going to play like this, I mean, Stubb's definitely the favorite.
Well, the one thing that's guaranteed though is that Nick's in Bulgaria, so it won't be like 3 a.m. in the morning my time. It'll be some sort of reasonable time, I would think. I hope. So 1 ball in the break, and using the 5 and 3, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's got the 4 he can run into here. That's not good. He got wide of the 4.
No, it's not great, but I mean, it's not. Larry's not getting anything easy here.
Well, this 2 banks, I think. You'd have to hit this. You'd have to hit this with right English to throw it in. You're going to have to help it. It's not going to turn over enough.
If he's going off the edge of that 7 ball, he's going to catch the 7. I don't like this at all. He's got the right English on it. He's going your way, I think.
He's got to put more on it than that, because the ball comes off the rail fast on VP. He's going to get a kiss if he doesn't put more English and cut this a little thinner. But yeah, I mean, the bank is definitely on.
Yeah, double kiss.
Yeah, you gotta hit that thinner with more English. Really get it to open, because.
Well, again, there is not a problem in the table. He's just got to kill the cue ball here, I would imagine.
Yeah, this is just a stop shot. And I think it's going to be game 11 for Nick here. I'm not sure what he's looking at right now. Hopefully he hasn't lost connection. There he goes. I think he's just trying to figure out how to play the table. But there's not a whole lot of problems there.
Yeah, Bulgaria. Is Bulgaria just an hour in front? I thought it was further east.
I think you're thinking of Romania, Hugh.
Well, where the hell's Bulgaria then? Where's Bulgaria in relation to Germany? Is it further south?
Yeah, it's definitely south of it. Let's see.
Directly south of Romania. Oh, that narrows it down. I've got it clear in my head now.
Boy, it is further
southeast of Germany. Yeah, I thought it'd be like
that's the same time. That's the same time zone as the Netherlands. Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that.
It must be right at the limit. Those must be.
Yeah.
That's quite a ways to the east.
Well, because I mean, Moscow is 3 hours in front of the UK, so it's like 11 p.m. in Moscow at the moment.
Yeah, well, Moscow's really way east. That's
Yeah, but I don't know what time zones are in between that. You know, I've never heard of anybody saying, "Oh, I come from such, such and such a place.
yeah.
We're 2 hours in front of you." It's always been 1 hour in front.
Well, it's not. Yeah, if Moscow's 3 hours. It seems like Bulgaria ought to be at least an hour. Of course, you never know what people are going to do as far as countries decide that they're doing daylight savings time or they're not doing it, or
Well, this is the major shot in Iraq here. He's obviously going to cut the two. He might get a bad hit on one of these balls. I don't think he can avoid hitting something here to make
Oh
the
no,
cut.
he can avoid it.
You
Yeah,
think so?
he can go right between the 9 and the 5. Yep, he definitely can. He's going to have to put just maybe a teeny bit of left English on it, not much. I think he's putting too much. He's putting draw on it too. He may hit the 9 coming off the rail here.
Well,
Yep. Now he may have planned on that. I don't know, but the way he was hitting it looked like it was going to come back and do that.
so Texas must be Central Time or Mountain Time because they're 6 hours behind us. It's just gone 8 p.m. here in the UK. So this is looking odds-on certainty that Nikk is going to be on the hill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he runs out. He runs out as good as anybody.
And what you said earlier, Steve, when you think about it, the sort of little errors that we've had from Nikk, taking chances there on one or two shots, and Larry hasn't been able to capitalise, and he's lost maybe another 3 or 4 racks, probably conservative estimate because of it.
Nikk just made an error with the cue ball there.
Yeah.
Let's see whether he decides whether to just roll this and leave the hard shot or come back down the table.
Well,
I think he's coming back down the table. By the way, he's taking his time here.
Now, coming down the short side, and well, he'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Nikk has made some poor decisions in this match, and he had that 1-3 ball he went goofy on. Why I don't know. Is he going to do that in the future? I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of that from him in the past. He's made pretty good decisions, so it may be just this match. He feels like he's so far ahead that it.
Well, one thing's
it
for
didn't
certain.
Matter.
He knows who Stubb is.
Yeah, well, he's seen Stubb play, and Stubb is playing the best I've ever seen him play. So I mean, Nick's going to have to come with something better than this if Stubb plays the way he has the last couple matches.
I don't think stat-wise the stats are going to be that impressive either way after this match.
No,
there's not a lot springs to mind out. I mean, Larry's had nothing great in the break at all when he's had a break.
Well, Nick's ran out all his easy tables except that 1-3 ball number. I mean, he's ran out when he's had the chances for the most part. So,
well, this for the match,
that part of it.
And there we go with that ugly break again.
Yep, there's the rack that didn't come apart very good, but he's got a ball in, and
well, he's got to go for
on this 2 ball.
Let's have a look at this.
This is a little spinner. Now, this is the one you hit with a bunch of English.
Well, why not just smack the ball like Stubb would do and try and bump the 9 because the 2's dead set?
No. No. This is a spinner. You got to put a fair amount of English on this, and he didn't. He's going to try to go up and down.
No, that'll do.
It's a very good shot, but I would have never played it that way. I would have just hit a little soft spinner and let it open up.
It goes clean.
Yeah, I think he's going to be out here. He needs to hit this so that he doesn't bump the 9 ball. He didn't. Yeah, he's going to be out here, I think.
Well, he's played what, like, how many matches is that he's played in the one loss side? Like 4. Well, if this is his bad match, then if he hits back and forth, well, he has to hit back and forth in his next one. Because,
well, this is, you just make sure you come out to the middle of the table.
yeah, don't interfere with the 6 either way. Oh,
well, what's he doing?
He's interfering with the 6. That's what he's doing,
Yeah,
Steve.
well,
I mean, why do that?
Because he didn't want the thinner cut on the 5, but you take the thinner cut on the 5 every single time there because you don't want to take the chance you're going to do this. That's not good. Yeah, that's just bad thinking there. You know, he's trying to get to someplace he doesn't need to get to run the table, and he risks hooking himself, and he did.
He's trying to catch the edge of this 5.
Well, he can kick this in. If he hits it too hard, he may hook himself on the 5-7.
Yeah, he
didn't hit it very good.
Just got it a glancing blow. Larry lives again.
Yeah.
Although it might not be much longer, but at least he's got a chat. He might be a bit straight in this 5.
Oh, he can figure out how to get out of there. And
he's fine. He can.
Angle. He's fine. Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute.
He's trying to screw it up.
Hang on a minute.
He's trying to screw it up.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, pool is very similar to golf in one way. There's 1,000,001 ways to screw up. I mean, you know, it's like I harp on about decision making and how to play shots and stuff, but the reason why is there's so many ways you can screw up and just screw yourself in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's why those decisions are really important.
You look at the acreage that he had to work with there now. He had loads of space just to leave that little cut, and he went on the dangerous route, and of course he paid the price for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody makes mental mistakes. It's a lot easier to commentate than it is to play. I know that, you know, I make mistakes in matches.
2-ball, 6-ball.
And I'll be sitting there going, why'd I play it that way?
Well, I got a little brush in the 8 there. I think it's the 8. And he's got the cut in the 1. Now, this is dead weight dink, I think.
Yeah, I spin this a little bit.
Or is he running up the table?
I spin this a little bit and shoot the 3 in the side. I would spin this a little bit, you know, just to. And he doesn't need to. Especially hitting it a little heavy. Yeah, he's good. So.
Now, I'm going to say this now before he gets to the shot, Steve. When he pots this 4, he can't leave himself short in this 5-ball. He's got to get out. Now, he's got a perfect angle to get out. Doesn't want to be having to cut this back or do something that's testy. He wants to make it easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is pretty straightforward, just to the other long rail and back out. He underhit that. Wow, he really underhit that. That might be the trackball there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up short on that. The ball actually turned over a little before it hit the 4-ball. And the critical thing to being like a really good draw control player, like how Cobra plays, is that you have a real good understanding of where that cue ball is going to turn over. When I say coming up short, that means the cue ball turned over, you know, before it got to the ball.
Oh, anything but dead straight. And again, he's going to have to work this.
Oh. Yeah, this is it's going to be the VP bailout.
Oh, that'll do.
You got the teddy, that helps.
That'll do. Well, if there's one time in this tournament where somebody is, you know, facing Hill 7 and they've ran out and pinched the match, this is it. This is the one and only chance to do it.
Tam, are you talking about golf with like golf clubs on a golf course, or are you talking about golf on a snooker table?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Golf on a snooker table is a Boy, it's something else, man. It's a great game. A lot of big game. I've seen some big gambling golf on the snooker table.
Well, Larry's usual, dry again, just when you
I mean,
needed a shot.
I've seen guys, winning, losing, 40, 50,000 playing golf on the snooker table. Okay, so he's talking about golf on a golf course. He's from Fife.
The home of golf. That's St Andrews and Carnoustie.
So you're one of those guys that we can blame for golf.
I prefer Robin Williams' description of golf. It's far funnier.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's one of the best things I've ever seen. If you guys haven't seen that, look up on YouTube Robin Williams on golf. It's hilarious. You'll be crying.
Well,
too bad he didn't do one of those on pool.
Here's the inevitable happening here. This is all over, folks.
Yeah, he needs to leave himself some angle on this 4 so he can get out for the 5. I don't think he'll make that kind of mistake. He's too good a player, He plays very good patterns.
Well, we're down to 4. We've got Slim in the final. We've got Cobra in the semi-final. That's what I'm calling it. And we've got Stubb matching up against Nikk.
Well, Slim came out of the easy bracket, but, that said, the last match he was really strong, so, he's going to be a worthy opponent, I think, in the finals.
Yeah, Slim can just relax and let these guys sweat it out. Just a little dink. He could go 2 rails if he wants, but just a little dink's a simple method to, again, leave the angle outside the 8 ball, or any angle. How's that 9? Is it tight?
Yeah, this is just, hit this with a little bit of right English. That's all you got to do.
Well, he's got the angle.
Yeah. Now this ball I would always draw above the side pocket.
Yeah, he's checking out there. He's checking out. Big time.
You just draw that above the side pocket. That's all you do.
This is fairly tight now. If he just catches that and bumps to the rail, it's not going in.
Yeah. I mean that was silly. It's very tight.
Yeah.
That was a silly shot there.
If he catches that on the way in, it's hitting the rail and staying out.
You don't want to hit this slow. You want to hit this with some speed because you don't want it to throw.
Well, we doubted him, and it goes. So well done to Nikk.
I think he hit rail first there. Did you see what the cue ball did?
Yeah.
I think he might have hit rail first on that.
Well, it went in, which was the most important thing. A 13 racks to 7 win for Nikk. And so confirmation, or at least it will do once it updates, we've got a match-up with Stubb trying to win his first virtual pool 9-ball world championship in about, 14 years? I need to look at Wikipedia again because it tells you.
It should be a great match. And Cobra's sitting there. He's waiting for the winner, and I don't think it's any bargain with either one of those guys for Cobra.
Right, so there we go. Still waiting and updating. Should update in a second because I changed it to 30 seconds. In fact, I'll do a there we go. It's done it now. So that's confirmed. And if we look, we'll see that there are no matches scheduled.
How much time do those guys have to play?
Well, that's a good question. So, where are we?
April 10th. So they've got 7 days.
Well, I don't think they'll be rushing into it. I wouldn't think so.
Well, there's no excuse for it. They should be. Don't say stuff like that.
Well, you know what
They
Stubb...
should be sending out the scheduling stuff right away.
Well, Stubb won't be. He'll mess around for 3 or 4 days
Which is
before he
why
eventually does something.
when they can't come up with a date, Stubb's going to end up getting the DQ because he doesn't do that. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say it that send the stuff out right away, because if you can't come to a agreement, then that's going to be taken into consideration when I have to decide who I'm going to DQ.
Right now, that's what I wanted to look at. Well, Nikk has got himself into the lead. What's that say? 45 or 43? I can't read it.
42.
42. And of course, there only is, well, Stubbs there. Where's Cobra? Well, he's down there. Do we want to look at the match stats, really?
I don't know. They're not going to be that impressive. I mean, I don't think they'll be terrible, but
that's not how you spell Nikk.
I mean, Nikk played pretty well. It's just he made some mistakes I didn't expect him to make.
I wonder if that'll... Now, where's his name? Oh, I can't see that.
It's double K. Down a little further.
There he is.
Yeah, there you go.
And Larry. Where's Larry? Is that him down the bottom? Oh, no, it isn't him. I'll just type it in and delete a letter. Why is it so difficult for me to find Larry? That was Larry S. There he is at the top. That's him, isn't it? No, that's Lazy. Oh, no, it is Larry. Right, there we go. Oh, look at Larry's break. Goodness me. Not that he had that many, but...
yeah, that's just terrible. Nick's broken pretty good. He might be the leading breaker. We ought to look at when you're done here, we ought to look at the break stats for everybody.
That's what I was saying when I did that. I'm sure he was at the top. No, that's not the one.
No, break percentage. Yeah, that's the right one. Go back. Break percentage, the last column. Click on the last column. No, that's the last tab. Break percentage. Go back to break stats and then go sort.
That one.
Break stats and then go sort on break percentage. There you go.
Right. Now, well, out of the players left in the tournament.
Yeah, Chimpy had a lot of breaks. He had 42 breaks, and his break was great.
Well, out of the players left in the tournament, Larry's the top. From what I can see.
But he broke like shite that match.
And Nick's second, according to that, and then Cobra's down there, and then Slim's the worst of what's left.
Slim's at 61, which still isn't terrible.
Stubb's not even in the list. Where is he?
Well, you saw how Stubb broke last match. It was 38%. I mean,
he's down there. He's holding up the field.
Well, I mean, the only reason he won last match was because he played fantastic and semi-pro had a bad match, because his break stats for that last match were 38%.
Yeah.
And I said then, if he breaks like that, he can't win the tournament. And that's what's going to end up happening is if Stubb breaks like that, Nick can play like he just did and maybe still win, making all those mistakes. Because, if the other guy's breaking 70-something% and you're breaking 40, you're in trouble.
Well, look at it from the other point of view. I mean, if Stubb starts breaking good, then he'll be fairly lethal with open tables. Stubb's got to hope that happens, but he certainly's got the worst break performance there out of all the remaining players. So
Yeah, he
But
needs to
it's,
figure it out and not you know, his what he says is BS. It's rigged against me. You know, so he needs to just figure out how to make balls in the break and stop talking BS against me because he's not going to win if he breaks like that. It's as simple as that.
now wait a minute here. Did Steve not say he'd fixed that or something? Or what happened in that match again? The brain fell out
No, no,
match.
I the
It was reset, wasn't it?
they didn't finish. They finished the match in a match
Oh,
room.
right, that's right. Yeah,
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 because it was past the deadline.
yeah. That's right. Well, that will affect his
Well,
stats.
what what I fixed was if somebody quits you
Ah,
before the game is over,
yeah,
I believe the stats will still go and be okay. That
right.
as long as the winner completes, then I think it's okay.
Right then, that is. I think we're calling it quits. So well done to Nikk. Good luck to Stubb and Nikk in that match. Cobra lies in wait for you, and like I said, Cobra's a wounded animal. He's hurting from that defeat the other night, and
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty certain he can't be as poor as he was the other night in
no,
in the next match that's due. So they better be
I think
wary.
he'll be fired up and ready. I don't think he's going to play like that again.
Right, definitely. So all that remains is again, thank you to all that were watching.
Well, we got you didn't ask Steve. You got anything else?
Have you got anything else, Steve?
I do.
Oh yeah, here we go. There's only 6 people on YouTube, so you better be quick. They all want to go.
Okay. Well, I have a league set up. I haven't set it live yet, a Masters League. And the format that I'm planning on, unless I get feedback contraire, is it's 9 ball, very much like this tournament. Break box, 9 ball on the
No,
spot.
no jump cues. No jump cues. Wait here, guys. I'm telling you before he's telling you.
No, it has jump cues on. It has jump cues on. It has spot money on. Okay, the big changes is that I decided to go. I put the capability in so you can play the same guy multiple times in on a league night.
Right.
So it's basically 2 guys playing. So you would play 2 matches if you only played them once, and then it'd have to be like 2 races to 11 or 13 or something. Instead, I made it so you play multiple times. So you will play each guy on the other team 3 times on league night, and the races are races to 5.
Right.
So you're going to play 6 races to 5 each player, and that's a big change.
Races to 5 won't take long. They'll breeze through those.
Yeah. Well, I could make them longer. It's like, what do you guys think for six races? Do you want to play 6 races to 5? I could make them races to 6 or 7.
Well, I think my suggestion, Steve, is ask all of those questions in the next stream, because there's only 4 on YouTube. There's not enough bodies here to give you enough response. I don't think. There are many left on Twitch, but that's probably the best thing. And the other trivial thing to mention is, you said you've got spot money on, which obviously means the 9 ball comes up, but you haven't got rack money on.
No, rack money's on too.
Right, because that's the same as Friday night 9 ball. Yeah.
I'll post the link right now if anybody wants to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the link. You can't sign up for it yet, but you can look at the. And it's for a max of 8 teams.
And that's 8, and that's 2 players playing each week. Out of how many players in the team? The same as what it was previously. That hasn't been touched, so you can have up to 6 people in your team.
No, you can have up to players per team, 2 with up to 2 reserves. So you can have up to 4 players on the team.
Right. That seems fair enough. So it does. Now I'm going to ask you the question: have you got anything else to say?
No, nobody's left to listen.
Right, I'm sorry we interrupted your eating again, Steve. So I dare say you want to get back to have your snack in between your snack and your lunch
That's
and
right.
your dinner.
Well, it's not quite dinner time yet, but I will get to that.
Right, that's it.
Thanks for the
again.
stream, Hugh. Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. Take care, all, and we'll see you
All right.
again very soon. Good night.
Yep. Good night.